Hello, dear listeners. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Before we dive into this long, emotional, and powerful story, please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Also, leave a comment telling me which city or country you are listening from right now. It truly makes me happy to see our stories reaching every corner of the world. This is a story of betrayal, hidden truths, a mother's broken heart, and quiet, calculated justice. It is the story of how my own son and his wife threw me and my sick husband out of our own home, and how one secret hidden for 60 years turned their entire world to dust. My name is Eleanor Dubois, and for 47 years, this sprawling old farmhouse in rural East Texas was my entire world. The wide wooden porches where I used to sit with my morning coffee, the 100-year-old pecan orchard that gave us shade and harvest every fall, the big kitchen where I taught my son Colton how to make biscuits, the cellar where we stored jars of preserves and hid from summer storms. Every inch of this land held memories. Elias and I built our life here with love and hard work. He was a respected high school principal, a quiet and honorable man. I was the heart of the home, cooking, gardening, quilting, and keeping the family history alive. We had only one child, Colton. We poured all our love, all our savings, and all our dreams into him. But when Elias suffered his first serious stroke 3 years ago, everything began to change. Colton and his wife, Brianna, arrived with big smiles and sweet words. "Mom, Dad, don't worry. We're moving in to take care of you both. Family should be together in difficult times." Brianna, with her long fake lashes, designer clothes, and sharp perfume, hugged me tightly that first day. Colton patted his father's shoulder and said, "I'll handle everything now." At first, I was grateful. The house felt full again. But very soon, the masks started slipping. They took over the main master bedroom on the first floor, saying it was better for Dad's mobility. They moved our old oak bed and my grandmother's dresser to the small guest house out back. Slowly, our furniture was replaced with modern, cold, white, and glass pieces. The warm family photos on the walls were taken down and replaced with abstract art. The smell of my fresh bread and pecan pie was replaced by Brianna's expensive candles and takeout food. Colton started talking about modernizing the property. He wanted to cut down half the pecan orchard to build a luxury swimming pool and glamping cabins for tourists. "This place can make real money, Mom. You and Dad don't understand today's world." One quiet evening after dinner, Colton placed a thick folder in front of us. "Sign these papers. It's a deed of gift. The house and land should be transferred to me now. It will make inheritance easier later. Why wait for complications?" Elias, whose speech had become slow and weak after the stroke, looked at his son with tired eyes and said clearly, "No, Colton. This house belongs to your mother and me as long as we are breathing." The silence that followed was heavy. Colton's jaw tightened. Brianna gave a small, cold smile. 3 days later, while Elias and I were sitting peacefully in the garden watching the sunset over the pecan trees, we heard the sound of new locks being installed. When we tried to enter the main house through the back door, it wouldn't open. Colton stepped out onto the porch, keys in his hand. "Dad, Mom, we've decided it's better this way. The main house is too big and difficult for you now. We've moved all your clothes and medicines to the guest house. It's more comfortable for Dad's condition. The main house is ours now. Please stay in the guest house and don't interfere." Brianna stood behind him, arms crossed, looking at us with fake pity. "It's for your own good." I stood there frozen, holding Elias's trembling arm. My heart was shattering into pieces. This was the house my father-in-law built. This was the home where I raised my son, where I celebrated every birthday, every Christmas, every graduation. And now my own child was locking me out. That night, in the cramped, dimly lit guest house, I sat on the edge of the bed, tears falling silently.
Elias lay beside me, breathing heavily. After a long time, he turned to me and whispered in a low, urgent voice, "Eleanor, hush, my love, don't cry. They think they have won, but they don't know what lies sealed behind the old cellar wall. Tomorrow, when they leave for town, we will go back inside. I have to show you something." The next morning, as soon as Colton and Brianna drove away in their expensive SUV, we slowly made our way through the old, forgotten root cellar entrance that even Colton had forgotten about. The air was cool and damp. Elias, leaning heavily on his walker, led me to the far corner of the foundation wall in the main cellar.
He pointed to one particular stone. "Press here, hard." I pushed. The stone slid inward with a scraping sound. Behind it was a long, dusty metal tube. We carried it carefully back to the guest house. With shaking hands, I opened the tube. Inside were old yellow documents and a sealed letter written in my father-in-law's strong handwriting, dated 1968. What I read changed everything I thought I knew about our family. Elias was not the biological son of the respected Dubois family. He had been secretly adopted as a newborn infant. His real father was Marcus Thorne, a brilliant, fearless civil rights lawyer in the turbulent 1960s South. Marcus had fought against powerful white politicians and big corporations fighting to keep segregation alive. He was framed on false charges of corruption and passing information to communist elements. He was disbarred, imprisoned, and died in prison when Elias was only 3 years old. The Dubois family, close friends of Marcus, had taken the baby in secretly to protect him from the same hatred and danger. They gave him their respected name, their wealth, and their status, but they kept every single document hidden, knowing that if the truth ever came out, the Dubois name would forever carry the mark of the traitor lawyer's son, a stain that could destroy social standing and business relationships in this part of Texas for generations. Colton had built his entire identity, his real estate business, his political connections, and his social status on being a fourth-generation Dubois. He bragged about the family name everywhere. His entire world rested on this lie. Now, after 60 years, that hidden truth had become the most powerful weapon in my hands. For the next several weeks, I played the perfect role of the defeated, broken old mother. I cooked their favorite meals with steady hands. I smiled politely when Brianna criticized my old-fashioned cooking. I stayed silent while they sat in my living room and openly discussed selling 40 acres of the pecan orchard to developers for a luxury resort project. I listened as Brianna told her friends on the phone, "The old people are finally out of the picture. This whole farm will be ours soon. We'll make it so beautiful." Every word they spoke only made my resolve stronger. I secretly contacted one of the best estate lawyers in Texas, Miss Rosalind Carter, a sharp, no-nonsense woman feared in courtrooms. I met her 3 times, always under the excuse of going for medical appointments or grocery shopping. The final confrontation came on a hot Saturday afternoon. Colton had called a big family meeting in the main living room. He invited 2 uncles, 1 aunt, and 3 of his most important business partners. His plan was clear: declare me mentally incompetent due to stress and old age, and take full legal control of the property. I walked into the room calmly, accompanied by Miss Carter. Colton looked surprised, but quickly smirked. "Mom, good you're here. We're doing this for your own good." Miss Carter placed the documents on the large oak table one by one. First, the original will of Elias's adoptive father, clearly leaving the entire property and farm to me. Then the adoption papers and the old letter. Finally, in a calm, ice-cold voice, she said, "Any attempt to contest this will in court will require a complete public genealogical investigation, including DNA testing, of the entire Dubois bloodline, going back to the 1960s. All records will become public." The room fell into deadly silence.
One of Colton's business partners, a powerful man in local politics, stood up slowly. "Colton, is this true? Are you not a real Dubois by blood?" The whispers began immediately. Within days, the news spread like wildfire through our county. Old friends stopped answering calls. Business deals collapsed. People who once invited Colton to important events now avoided him. Brianna's perfect Instagram life fell apart as invitations to charity galas and country club events suddenly stopped. 3.5 weeks later, in the middle of the night, they loaded their remaining things into a rented truck and left. They sold the luxury cars and many of their expensive belongings to pay off sudden debts. Last I heard, they are now living in a small 2-bedroom apartment in Houston. Colton works as a senior salesman in a car dealership. Brianna works as a receptionist in a salon. The grand life they dreamed of building on stolen pride and lies is gone. Elias passed away peacefully in his own bed in the main house last spring. I held his hand until the very end. We spoke about our first meeting, our wedding under the pecan trees, and the beautiful life we shared. He left this world with a gentle smile.
Today, the farmhouse is peaceful once again. The pecan trees are heavy with nuts. Birds sing in the orchard. I turned the old cellar, the place where our humiliation began, into my bright, beautiful quilting studio and writing room. Sunlight streams in through new windows. I sit here for hours, writing my memoirs, piecing together the true story of my life. I feel no hatred toward Colton anymore, only a quiet emptiness where a mother's unconditional love once lived. Dear listeners, this was a long journey of pain, betrayal, and justice. It forces us to ask difficult questions. Where is the line? How much cruelty from your own child can a parent's heart bear before it turns cold? Was I right to use the secret and destroy the world my son had built on lies? I would love to know your thoughts. Please tell me honestly in the comments. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe. It means the world to me. Thank you for staying with me for these full 90 minutes. May your homes always be filled with love, respect, and truth. Until next time, stay strong and protect your dignity. With love and respect, Eleanor.